So you just got a new job and they tell you the dress code is business casual. What does that even mean? One guy's in jeans and sneakers, another is practically wearing a suit, and you're standing there wondering if you're overdressed or underdressed. But don't worry, it's actually quite simple. Business casual is a spectrum, and today I'll break it down into 3 categories: casual, middle ground, and formal. And more importantly, I will show you the essential items you need for each level to nail this look effortlessly. Let's start with your trousers, going from formal to casual. If you only get one pair of dress trousers, make it mid-gray wool trousers. Why mid-gray? Because it pairs well with almost anything and works year-round. Ideally, you want to get a pair that's either mid or high-rise, which means they sit at your natural waist instead of your hips. A mid or high-rise pair instantly improves your silhouette, makes you appear stronger, and works way better with a sport coat than a low-rise trouser. Now, unfortunately, the majority of trousers you find out there are gonna be low-rise trousers that sit at your hips. And this is one of the main reasons why most of the business casual outfits you see online don't look quite right. For example, in this picture right here, it would look much better if the trousers would end here and if the jacket would cover the crotch area. Expect to spend at least $150 for a decent pair of wool trousers unless you decide to look on the second-hand market. And if you live in a climate with 4 seasons, you may want to have a light pair for summer and then a heavier wool one, maybe from flannel, for winter. The next type of pants is perfect for the mid-range of business casual. So not too formal and not too casual either. And of course, I'm talking about the classic chino. This is probably the pants that most people think of whenever they hear the word business casual. The most common color choice is khaki, and for good reason. It's versatile and always looks great. But if you want to stand out in a positive way, you can try sand, dark green, navy, or taupe. They add a bit more personality without being too bold. Just make sure your chinos are not too tight, because this is one of the most common issues I see. A classic or slightly tapered straight fit will always look better and feel much more comfortable. Keep in mind that some offices lean more formal, think for example gray trousers and a navy sport coat, while others are totally fine with a sport coat and dark jeans. And if your office falls into the second category, then a high quality pair of jeans is a must-have. Look for dark or medium blue jeans. Generally speaking, the darker, the more polished. Very light or distressed jeans are best reserved for the weekend. No holes and no excessive fading. That's just never appropriate for the office. And in terms of fit, you want to go for classic, straight, or slim fit, and avoid anything that's too tight or too baggy. Next up, let's talk about the right shirts. If you only get one type of business casual shirt, make it an Oxford cloth button-down shirt. It's the perfect middle ground between dressy and casual because it even looks fantastic without a tie. The fabric adds texture, the collar stands up on its own, and it works with everything from wool trousers to jeans. Start with a white button-down shirt, then add light blue, some striped ones, and maybe a pink or purple one as well. All of those are classic colors that work on any skin tone. And this brings me to today's sponsor, Proper Cloth. If you're looking for a perfectly fitting button-down shirt, Proper Cloth makes it super easy. You can choose from hundreds of fabrics, customize every little detail, and fine-tune the fit to your exact measurements. They are best known for their quality custom shirts, but they now also offer suits, sport jackets, trousers, and much more, including the chinos and jeans I'm wearing in this video. And one of the reasons why I love recommending Proper Cloth is their perfect fit guarantee. If it doesn't fit right, they will remake it for free. And right now, you can save 10% on your first order with the code LUCAS10. Link in the description below. If you already have a few Oxford cloth button-down shirts and you want to add some more variety, a denim or chambray shirt is a great option. It adds texture, looks great under a sport coat, and brings a more relaxed but still put together vibe to business casual. Just make sure it's not too rugged. A Western style denim shirt with snap buttons won't work as well in a professional setting. Go for one with a clean design and a softer wash. It will still be casual, but much easier to dress up. A well-fitting sport jacket instantly makes any business casual outfit look more put together. And if you're only going to own one of them, I would suggest a navy sport coat. It's the most versatile option and works with everything from wool trousers to jeans. The best navy sport coat is one with a little bit of texture, like a hopsec weave, because it balances formality perfectly. A smooth, shiny jacket can look a little bit too dressy for jeans, but a slightly textured one works equally well with casual and formal trousers. For winter, consider flannel or cashmere, while a hopsec weave is perfect for year-round wear. Generally, single-breasted is typically more versatile than double-breasted. Patch pockets make it more casual and better suited for separates than flap pockets. And make sure it actually covers your butt, because unfortunately, most jackets nowadays are a little bit too short, which throws off your proportions. Now, you could only own one sport coat in navy, and for most of us, that would be sufficient for our business casual wardrobe. But if you want more variety, consider adding a brown, green or gray sport coat, ideally with a subtle pattern. A herringbone pattern, subtle checks or houndstooth are all great options. They lower the formality just enough while still keeping things polished, and they pair well with gray wool trousers, chinos and even dark jeans. If you want a pair of shoes that works with jeans, chinos and wool trousers, your best bet is either a pair of derbies or loafers. Both strike the perfect balance between formal and casual, making them the most versatile choices for business casual. Let's start with derbies. In my opinion, derbies are the perfect business casual shoe, not too formal, not too casual, and easy to wear with a variety of outfits. And to make them even more adaptable, choose a pair with subtle details like broguing, hedge grain leather or suede. In my opinion, burgundy and dark brown are the most versatile colors. But if you don't like derbies, loafers are another excellent choice. They are comfortable, easy to slip on, and can be dressed up or down depending on the occasion. The best options for business casual are either penny loafers, which look clean and timeless, or tassel loafers, which add some interesting elements to your look. Just keep in mind that some offices may consider loafers too casual, so it's always a good idea to check your dress code first. And as a side note, I suggest to really focus on quality, because especially with shoes, the difference between low quality and high quality ones is typically pretty obvious. So see it as an investment, because a high quality pair of shoes is going to serve you well throughout your career. Expect to spend at least $180 for a decent pair of shoes. Great value brands are, for example, Bridlin, Beckett & Simonon or Meerman. And if you're on a budget, consider buying secondhand. I've personally found lots of high quality shoes for a fraction of their retail price. Let's talk about knitwear. Sweaters are a great layering piece for business casual. If you plan to wear a tie, stick to a v-neck sweater, a cardigan or a sweater vest. For the safe middle ground, you could choose either a crewneck sweater or a turtleneck sweater. They are both great options to dress down a sport jacket, and a crewneck sweater with a button-down shirt will always look well put together. For a more casual option, you could go with a half-zip sweater instead. A half-zip sweater has a bit of a sporty and relaxed vibe, and in my opinion, it shouldn't be worn under a sport jacket, so I consider them more on the casual end of business casual. In terms of business casual outerwear, I believe a well-chosen overcoat is essential. It instantly elevates your look and works far better with a sport coat than a casual jacket. For winter, a heavy wool coat in classic colors such as navy or gray is the ideal choice. And for spring and fall, a trench coat in navy, green or khaki will keep you looking sharp and weather ready. Now for the winter coat, I would personally go for a single-breasted coat, for example a classic top coat or a raglan coat, because it works with all levels of formality of business casual. A double-breasted coat like this looks great, but can be a bit formal in my opinion. Keep in mind that a quality coat can get pretty expensive, so this is one of the best items to buy secondhand. You can find lots of great coats for as little as $50. For example, I purchased this trench coat here for less than $40 and this navy cashmere coat for $50, so you can easily save hundreds of dollars. And finally, let's talk about essential accessories for your business casual wardrobe. And the first one would be a white linen pocket square. This is one of the easiest and cheapest ways to stand out positively because most men wear a sport coat or a suit without one. And a white linen pocket square is the most essential one in my opinion, and from there you can explore the many beautiful designs that are available. Now technically, business casual doesn't require a tie, but having a few on hand gives you lots of styling options. Ties add texture and personality, especially if you tend to wear a lot of sport coats. A navy grenadine tie, a pattern tie, for example with polka dots or stripes, and a knitted tie are great starting points. And ties are one of the best items to buy secondhand because you can easily save 50 to 90% compared to retail. A quality work bag is one of the most essential items for the office. For a more formal business casual look, go for a minimal leather briefcase in black, dark brown or burgundy. For a more casual approach, a canvas briefcase or leather messenger bag works very well. Leather messenger bags still look professional, while canvas ones lean more to the casual side. A classic, understated watch is a great finishing touch for business casual. A dress watch with a leather strap pairs really well with wool trousers and a sport coat, while a minimal steel watch like the Tissot PRX80 can be worn with jeans, chinos and even some more formal looks. Try to avoid fashion brand watches like those from Hugo Boss, Michael Kors or Armani. They are typically overpriced, use cheap materials and focus more on branding than quality. Instead, you want to go for a brand that actually specializes in watches. And you don't have to spend a fortune for a decent watch. Budget-friendly brands would be, for example, Seiko, Orient, Tissot, Citizen or Hamilton. I bought this vintage Citizen watch secondhand for less than $25 and I think it looks pretty decent for the price. Gentlemen, those were some of the most essential items for your business casual wardrobe. Which items are your favorites? Let me know in the comments below. And if you want to learn about the most common business casual mistakes, then click on this video right here.